Hello YouTube, Glenn Riebenstorff here in Brooklyn, New York. How you doing? It's been a while since I made any videos. True to my word, I said I wasn't going to make any until I thought that I might make them again. Evidently I just decided to make them tonight. I needed some time off. I was making a lot of videos and just had to spend time in my business. Things are really going good with my businesses, and God is blessing as I'm going along. Tonight it's Friday before Easter, and if you've watched any of my videos, in fact I have just put up a series I did during Easter time last year of 2007 that you may want to watch. I hope you get a good blessing out of it, and that you learn from it as I did. As I read the quotes from the books I was using in last April, it's hard to believe how fast a year goes. It's About Jesus will be 1 year old on March 31st, 10 days from today. Formerly I had my Glenn Reeb name that I used, and had about 300 videos that I had up that were all deleted by YouTube when they suspended my account. Had some violations of copyrighted material, so evidently either I was flagged or pinned out or whatever the case was. They were right. Can't upload copyrighted material and expect not to be penalized. I mean, there are people that do it all of the time on YouTube. Take a look, just look at any song that's on YouTube. Just, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, these guys haven't been banned, but my videos were all taken down. 300 just wiped out. So I started up again, and I have about 578 as of to date. So you're looking at roughly about 875 videos that I've made in the course of over a year. Not bad. Came back tonight from the former gym I used to work at. Oh, this is good water. It's filtered tap water, by the way. Yes, I said filtered tap water. If you know about my air and water purification, I've got a brand new filtration system I've had here in the house. It's just absolutely wonderful. Don't drink the tap water. It's filled with pharmaceutical drugs, if you haven't heard in the news already. Yeah, it is. Alright, I came back today from hanging out for a bit at the old gym I used to work at in my area, Dolphin Fitness Club. And I was there for 3 years and had a big responsibility there. But without getting into too much detail, I was listening and talking to some of the people, and was hanging out with a friend of mine who was working out. I had worked out at the New York Sports Club in my area earlier today, and I had was listening to the conversations that were going on. One in particular happened to be a woman who was pregnant, who was telling my friend how she's getting married soon, and you know, she was basically flirting with him, and then he went into the room later and was flirting with this younger girl. He has got a number of girlfriends in his life. And I'm thinking to myself, here I am, just wanting one, and I couldn't care less about, you know, the sexual attraction to someone else, or, you know, starting to talk to someone else and getting to know somebody else. I don't care about that. I care about only one. And the reason is because faithfulness and love and commitment, as I've been saying, is missing in our society. I don't judge these people. I'm just saying that this is who I am. And I'm growing as an individual, waiting upon God's timing, but also upon the willingness of the woman I love to be ready to let me in. You know, Paul McCartney and Wings had a song years ago. Someone's knocking at the door, someone's ringing the bell, someone's knocking on the door, Someone's ringing the bell. Do me a favor, open the door and let him in. Oh yeah. Let me get this. Men are not listening to me, and I don't really expect people to listen to what I say, except maybe the few. It's up to me to be the loving individual in spite of how the woman I love acts, thinks, or behaves. It isn't me who is in to change her. I'm just to love her in spite of who she is or how she acts or however she thinks or behaves. I want to read some quotes here today. You say, you still love this woman? My answer is yes. Many waters cannot quench love, the Old Testament book of Proverbs says. If it's there, if it's genuine, if it's something that is, you can't fake it. It'll just be there, and you will be confident and quiet about it in the sense of not being anxious or concerned about when any longer. I'm deepening in this understanding because I'm realizing more about love in its patient capacities to endure anything and to go through anything. I'm going to read a few good things today that I got off the internet lately. Marriage quotes, love quotes and love quotations, and how to get your spouse to change. And I pray this will help you as I know it'll help me. I once heard someone say that choosing the right man to marry is probably a woman's biggest decision in her life. Well, choosing the right woman to marry is a man's biggest decision. And then this person goes on to say, do you agree with this statement? Well, absolutely yes. I once heard a song titled Love Me, sang by Colin Ray, and the lyrics of the song touched me deeply till this day. It speaks of an unbreakable love bond that stretched for many decades. But even death couldn't diminish the sacred vow the couple shared. Most women went into a marriage half hoping for a lifetime of love that with one person, and half fearing that the marriage wouldn't work out in the end. Well, there's something more than enough reasons that could be cited for a marriage that has gone wrong and has soured. Yet it is possible that if we commit ourselves to making the marriage work through all the ups and downs of life, that somehow we would be able to sustain a long and loving marriage. Instead of letting our fears get to us, we can focus more on making the marriage working and turning it into a successful practice. Well, that's where love and commitment come in. Instead of wanting to be right all the time and expecting our loved ones to fit into our expectations, can we love that person enough to see that being right and winning aren't the ultimate goals of a relationship? Can we put aside our egos and see that it is more important to make our loved one feel valued and loved rather than dominating over him or her? This is what I've been saying all along. It's more important for me, for the woman I love, that she realizes that she's valued and loved over a period of time, no matter what. And then it says here, can we see that there is a special reason why you were brought together in a marriage in the first place, and that your husband or wife is special in his or her own way? May you find strength, inspiration, and love from these marriage quotes. The first one here says, a good marriage is the union of two good forgivers. Two good forgiving individuals. You got to be able to forgive when a wrong is suffered. Because if you don't, you're never going to be able to know what it is to truly love an individual. You know, oh, she did this to me, or he did this, so what? Forgive. Abraham Lincoln once said that the reason he was able to succeed in life over his enemies is that he forgave them and that he was able to move forward.